particularly got inspired by some of the online methods of doing microfinance, and I thought, oh, okay, maybe this could be a way to go. And through my experience of working, like I've been literally working with thousands of musicians from all over everywhere, and had these contacts and say, okay, well, I can probably set this platform up which will help these artists connect with an audience who basically want to be sort of loyal fans, and literally can be empowering. Like the whole crowdfunding, crowdsourcing movement is about enabling average people to be able to do stuff that previously was beyond their means. So in this case, if I live in Atlanta or San Francisco or wherever I live, and I find out about some musician that I think is the best thing in the world, I can, with my group, bring them to where I live and make a concert happen. And I can do that repeatedly with not only that artist, but with other artists. And I can develop a music scene where I live that rivals any music scene anywhere. And this is all possible through this model of doing microfunding.
And I'm looking at the Microfundo website, and I'm looking at this Bossa Brazilian dance fitness. So I mean, this is a fairly wide number of artists. Like it's not.
Yeah, this could be. Well, we're doing music and we're also doing dance. So, and then, and along with that, we're supporting youth music and dance organizations with the same model. It's all combined. So yeah, it's a fairly, really focused on music and dance, but within there's a lot. It's a pretty big world.
And how long has Microfundo been up online?
It's new. The site that you're looking at launched in April of just 2010, so it's not quite a year old yet. And we're doing a couple of things now that are interesting to me and could take us to kind of the next level. One of them is that we're doing what is essentially a public offering that's a micro investment offering, which is kind of unique. I'm actually working with a young guy who is a former musician and was in a rock band, but now is a investment banker on Wall Street. And he is helping me with this offering, and that anyone, literally anyone who wants to micro invest in Microfundo can put in $10 or $20 or some other modest amount, and they won't get an investment in the terms of equity ownership. They won't get ownership, but they'll get a return in the form of a percentage of revenue that we earn over the next 2 years. And so, and this can be done because Microfundo is a social enterprise, and all the people who would be micro-investing, as part of their agreement with us, they're agreeing that their primary reason for investing is that we're a social enterprise and they're seeking a social return as their primary interest. So that allows us to do this. And he is sharing this, via a teaser, which is kind of what these guys do on Wall Street, is they talk with each other and say, here's a hot little company that you should pay attention to. And he wants to get his peer group, like these other Wall Street traders who are all similarly young and similarly into music, interested in what Microfundo is doing, so that they will micro-invest in the company. And I don't really know how well it will work, but it could work quite well. We'll just have to wait and see. But if they were to decide, this could be bringing crowdfunding to Wall Street. It would be a very interesting thing to do. And it's just happening next week is when he's going to start sharing this. It's a very current thing.
And,
another thing.
Yeah, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Another thing that we're doing right now is that we're focusing on a model that is more like sort of the one-day exclusive boutique type of sale, which has been popularized by sites like Groupon. Do you know what Groupon is?
Yeah.
So in our model, what will happen is that an artist will work with an artist who is doing a live performance or who wants to do a live performance in a very specific location, and will promote that live performance by making an offer of an exclusive recording by the artist that's available only for a fixed one-day period, and it'll be available for a bargain price of $1. And so people will be able to come onto the site, and whatever this is, it'll be like, this is the only way you'll be able to get this, and you can get it for $1. But it'll be tied to the idea that this is, there's a show coming in, here's the show. And so in addition to the $1 sale, we'll also be promoting other items, which will include tickets to the show being sold in a few different ways, which will be tickets and music and tickets and this great deal and tickets and a backstage pass and that kind of thing. And this will all be done by way of, just like on Groupon, it's like, well, if so many people do this, then the trigger happens and it all happens. And the show gets sold out, basically. And where, in the music world, the place where artists make money for themselves is when they do a live show. That's the place where they actually get paid well. And in this model, the music itself is being used merely to promote the live show part of what they do. And the proceeds from these $1 sales will actually go to a local youth music and dance education program. So if we sell a lot of them, then great. The local project will get some visibility and funding.
And you also offer some social media PR for those who are interested.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of these artists are really at sort of a beginning stage of understanding online promotion and sort of the different tools that you can use to do fan engagement and connect with fans via social media tools like Facebook and Twitter and so forth. And so, yeah, if they want us to, we offer services to help them in just establishing their online presence and building their following through these various vehicles.
What do you find most exhilarating, most frustrating about this work, this new project?
Well, let's see. The exhilarating part, I'm a big music fan personally, and I sort of have this idyllic super fan life. I get to meet artists, and I get to build a personal relationship with several of them, so that they're becoming friends of mine, and in many cases, really good friends. And I get to go, when they perform, and really just hang with them. Like, I not only see the performance, but I'm there, before it happens, I'm there after it happens. I get to hang with all of them, at their after-dinner sort of gathering / party thing. I mean, I love this. I totally love it. Like, I'm embedded in this music scene of my own making, or of several makings, and it's very satisfying. I really enjoy it. I enjoy the experience of being there during the actual performances, because I'm seeing sometimes really unique and one-time only types of performances that are just wonderful. And then I just have this nice sort of musical bunch of friendships that have evolved out of this. It's really great. It's really rewarding.
And anything you find most frustrating?
Well, let's see. I mean, like anything that's fairly new, it requires an awful lot of conjuring. And at this point in time,